Creating a studio in your house is a great way to get consistent results in your videos and film a lot faster. And building one doesn't have to break the bank either. Today I'm going to dig more into my background and show you how I set it up, and we're going to show you some other ones that can be cheap and easy to build and give you some ideas as well. Let's get right to it. Building a home studio has completely changed my filming process. I could basically jump out of bed, walk down the hall into the studio, and I'm ready to go. Everything is already set up. My lights, my camera, my microphone, everything. A huge stumbling block with YouTubers can be designing a background when they're first starting out. And it doesn't have to be anything fancy. It just has to look good on camera. And you can do that on the cheap, believe me. So a couple of things you need to think about when you are doing a backdrop. Having little LED lights like this can really fill it out and make it kind of glow in your background and change the colors up. I really like this one. It doesn't have anything to do with YouTube, but for me it's just about the color that it puts off, and it's interesting. Now this is a USB light. The cable does run down here. I had it hooked up to one of these for a while, but I found that it really wasn't powering it for very long and it kept going out. It was really annoying. So what I did was I just plugged it into an outlet. You can see the wire running here. I could probably paint the wire blue, but the way that I set up my camera, it's pretty much not visible anyways, so I don't worry too much about it. If you're gonna have artwork or you're gonna paint your back wall, don't make the same mistakes that I have. I've used pictures that had a glossy finish or a glass cover. It's really, really difficult to get the reflections from the lights to stop happening. It's horrible. Here's an example. I also chose a paint in the back that's probably not as flat as it should be, so I get more reflection than I really want. So keep in mind that if you're going to use artwork or you're going to paint your backdrop, use flat paint. The things I chose in my background are YouTube related or mean something to me, or they just add some color. The other thing you want to do in your backdrop is have some sort of light from below or light from above that separates you from the background when you're filming. So let me show you the cheap solution that I came up with for this. Now these are lights that separate me off the background. And this right here is just a bookshelf, and I made a little shelf behind it and the lights shine up against the wall. Now these are just Home Depot specials. They're fluorescent lights that you would hang in your garage. They're probably less than 10 bucks a piece with the bulbs. You can see I actually put two different color bulbs in them. This one is like a bright daylight, this is more of an amber. And then I put some gels on top of these that I got from Joann's Fabric or a craft store or whatever. That changed the light a bit, so you can see this one throws off blue. This one has kind of an orangish tint, which is nice because it adds a little more color to the backdrop, and I really like it. But these probably cost me less than $20, and they're really easy to set up something like this. You could just place them on the floor behind you if you wanted to, and the main purpose is just to separate you from the background so that you kind of pop off the screen. For a little bit of lighting on the other side, I chose to put some LEDs in here. For these, I just cut off the bottom of a plastic thing and taped them around the edge, and then I put them behind the object that I want to backlight. It just adds some more color to the background. I'm using a USB stick in here to keep these lit. I can actually use this little remote to change the colors on it. And it's really that simple. These LED lights that I bought cost me $5 at Five Below. They're pretty cheap, they don't take a lot of energy. Any USB stick seems to work with these, and I like how it adds a little bit of extra brightness and color. These right here were super cheap. I picked them up at a craft store for like 10 bucks. You don't have to spend a lot to set up your background. Now I just recently finished painting this backdrop blue. It used to be white. I wanted to have a background where I could stand up and do my videos because I really think the energy of standing up means a lot. But I still occasionally do live broadcasts where I have to be sitting down. So I wanted to design a backdrop that worked for both. Here's a look at my old backdrop, which mostly only ever looked good when I was sitting. Now I want to pop into the computer, take a look at some other people's backdrops that are relatively inexpensive that you could easily set up at home. These can be easy to do, so let's take a look. The links for the channels I use as an example are in the description. The first one is a friend of mine, Justin Mello. His background is really simple. It's a brick wall that he painted some bricks, and it looks fantastic. This one here is D for Darius Britt. Fantastic channel, check it out. Darius is a very accomplished filmmaker and he uses lighting to his advantage, but in this example he just pasted a bunch of pictures from magazines that talk about movies and other things, and it looks really great. This one here is Nick Nimmin. It's an office environment. He really does a great job with the lighting and has some ambient light in the background that really make it pop. But you can do this in any office. And the nifty thing about what Nick has done here is it's a very natural environment. It just looks great. And it didn't cost him any extra money to set up because I'm sure it's just his workspace. And my guess is you have a workspace too. Home studio background can be really important because it gives you a look that represents you on camera. And another thing it can really do is help you feel more comfortable on camera. If you're interested in more tips and techniques on how you can feel more comfortable on camera, check this video out right here. Or if you just want more content that will help you grow on YouTube, this playlist right here has everything you need. And if you're looking to grow all aspects of your channel, why not elevate your strategy? Subscribe to the channel, click that bell so you know when I have new content that comes out. Go out there, film something awesome, make it count, have a great day, and I'll see you real soon.